You look like DuPont. What the fuck?
Ay, ay, ay.
You should have seen her earlier. It was.
Hold on, I gotta
I've
take
got a
pictures.
picture actually. I'll send you a picture.
Why are you taking pictures of Forcer?
You'll
I
understand.
did give him consent, which is something I did not give Matthew Payne when he was saying very inappropriate things to me.
Okay, well, we're not here for Matthew Payne.
What are we here for?
Straight up, we're looking to put a judge in prison.
Oh, fuck, wait, what?
And we need to go interview a couple people, and we need an investigative officer to be with us. Oh shit!
I think you broke Forcer.
What the fuck you keep doing?
You're gonna find out anyway. We're looking to put Judge Stanton in prison.
Yeah. Do you read the news, deputy?
I feel like I should.
Open up.
344, no.
333, no.
Dispatch, hell to the fucking no. Stay the fuck inside in MRPD, thank you.
Advise I'm being chased by a bald man. I need an immediate 77.
Open up your
333
phone.
that
Go to the Weasel News site.
Okay.
Is it on there still? I couldn't find it the other day.
Yeah,
Entering
it's
the square,
if you go to
he's chasing
crime
after me. I'm not sure what's going on.
and then scroll down to where the articles are like listed below the highwayman thing. Title of the article is Criminal
shit, look at that.
Justice.
Criminal justice?
Yes, ma'am.
It's got a picture of a courthouse.
Yeah. I mean, if it's something that is kind of relevant, they don't exactly do a good.
Read the contract.
I Judge Stanton agreed to pay 300.
Believe you may be affiliated with the Russian gang, so be careful. Russian Mr. Clean.
You know what? In regards to that, this happened a number of months
did.
ago.
We have the green light.
Yeah, we have the green light to pursue this.
But I'm pretty sure that he was under duress. He definitely was. He was kidnapped. There were multiple 911 calls witnessing Stanton get into. Why the fuck do I remember this? I'm
Is there a
making
report?
myself sick. I was not the officer to take the report. It could have been back when a lot of reports were.
Yeah, I think right around December is when there was a bit of a server issue with the MDT.
I have up to September of last year. Give me a minute.
I mean, someone should have taken it. I don't.
Wait, what
believe
day was
there's
this? The 15th?
Wait, what? Where did you get the 15th from?
October 15th on the article.
Oh, that was on the article?
Yeah, it says it on the contract.
I fucking hope someone wrote a report, because this is a fucking asshole that did.
October 15th. That's John Bailey, not what I want.
Judge, kidnapping.
After the suspects have been apprehended, taking the pillbox, Jean still approached Forcer. What's about Buck Stanton? Jean and L. Forcer told it she received a phone call from Buck while she was being taken hostage.
I was the asshole that did it.
Buck told Jean over the phone that they were trying to force him to sign a contract regarding Bobice. They forced him to hang up the phone. Jerry Callow made a statement. Jerry Callow made a statement after the kidnappers were apprehended. Jerry stated client confidentiality, but he did say they wanted him to write up a contract, and they would be kidnapping judges while driving stolen cop cruisers until a judge signs said contract. Jerry Callow did not discuss the contents of the contract they wanted him to write, but Jerry did say it was to do with something that was very much wanted.
Well,
was anyone ever prosecuted for that, for the kidnapping?
I can only assume so. See, that's the thing. I must have taken the report after the event, because you can see there I wanted to take a statement from Stanton, but I never got one. It's empty.
Sex dungeon or something.
Oh my god,
So,
the arrests go all the way back to fucking August of
You've been a
2018. This is gonna take a minute. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
shit!
so did Stanton? Do you remember if Stanton refused to give a statement on it, or if you just weren't able to get in touch with him?
I don't believe I was able to get in touch with him. I mustn't have been able to.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, by Toretti earlier with
That
snow,
is
right?
disgusting. I knew it sounded familiar.
You know what?
Huh.
Because you're such a kingpin, Fiona, and you're such a ruthless criminal, I'll put you in the VIP cell right here. The penthouse.
It definitely puts doubt on it.
I thought it was odd because no one would give me yeah, they wouldn't give me information.
Well, the thing is,
like nothing.
For whatever that happened because I didn't.
Well, what we've got worked out on this is our intention, considering the length of time ago that this occurred, is we're gonna sit Eugene down. We're gonna sit Callow down. Obviously, attorney-client privilege does not apply to anticipated crimes, but that doesn't surprise me that Callow tried to play that card, considering he also tried to put a non-disclosure agreement in a goddamn hitman contract.
It does look like Kiki was arrested for kidnapping on the same day.
Work here.
Interesting.
But I can't go that far back. And
Okay, what was the
Eugene's.
exact October 15th?
Hi, I'm Jose.
yeah,
Put in a 311 asking for.
Eugene's only goes back to this January of this year.
What is their name?
Didn't he get his record expunged?
Oh. I just saw the sheriff on
I don't
arrest
remember.
or something, so I assumed.
October 2019. Kidnapping. October 2019, resisting arrest, kidnapping. Submitted by
He did get
Wait,
expunged to
sure.
become mayor. Eugene did. That's true. Crane doesn't know that, though. Crane has no idea about that.
All right.
They're really going to town on that power grid.
You see this
Let me
note
try to
that
see if I
wrote
can
here
call Jerry. I still want to talk to everybody, see what
Okay.
they all say about it.
There's 333 is in a 76th of Vinewood PD. Pull out Air 1.
Placebo, good to see you.
You want a lawyer?
Hey, this is Attorney Jerry Callow. What are you doing on my radio station?
Attorney Jerry Callow, we have Fiona Stewart down at Mission Road PD. Can you please send
All
us
right,
over here?
somebody's asking
Oh,
for Lloyd
10-4.
downstairs in the middle of calling Jerry right now. Wait, did I just hear?
Yeah, you did.
It's in your it's in your rights to.
Gotta fucking
What's
lose
wrong with
it.
Jerry Callow?
I heard.
The city is-
Interesting.
Did I hear Jerry or Toretti? They got similar voices.
You definitely heard Callow,
Okay.
because he said, and I quote, "What the hell are you doing on my radio station?"
It's not working. Your booty is not.
I don't know how this Callow guy is actually an attorney, to be honest with you.
What are you writing down?
What do you
Why
mean?
were you writing things when I was making words?
Did you just say when you were making words?
Yeah,
You could just say speaking or talking or.
I could.
I was just interested in what happened
copy that.
yesterday.
Timestamp.
I've been asked to look into
2011,
that
good luck.
case. Has nothing to do with you. Has everything to do with Solomon getting RKO'd
on
halfway
his
through
way,
the
Jerry.
trial.
Yeah, that was
Direct.
mm,
So obviously,
it was a shit show.
yeah.
It was one of those court cases where when things go a little bit,
All right.
gets
It
a little
was
bit out of hand.
Jerry.
Yeah, I told you. It was. We both told you
Well,
it
it sounded
was.
like it came from her radio. So
It
I
did.
thought it was Toretti. That's fucking weird.
No, they just happen to sound awfully similar. Never seen
Alright.
those two in the same place at the same time.
He's coming down to represent Fiona, so we'll be able to talk to him here in a minute.
Okay, beautiful.
I guess we can just do that in the interrogation room downstairs too. So easy.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, sleepy.
I feel like you're in a constant state of sleepy.
No.
Apples. Oh, what's going on, Apples? Hello?
I think it's finally time we take the fight to Choi.
I don't know what that means.
We need to I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I was told this by a judge a long time ago that if we can prove Choi does a shit job running the lot, she can lose it. So I don't know if we have to sue her. I don't know what we have to do, but I want this to get. I want to get started with this plan. We need to set up something. I want to prove
on birth.
Choi is not
important stuff.
Good. She can't run the lot. She's horrible at it. She should have it removed. She should have it taken away.
I mean, honestly, your best bet would be to get like just a bunch of evidence of the lot being run like shit. I mean, yeah, people
videos,
getting
pictures, testimonies. We have a lot of shit. How do we go about?
I'm kind of in the middle of something at the moment, but
call me when you're free.
Yeah, what I'll do, I'll meet up with you at Garage Q, provided that you're.
I'll probably be here.
Yeah, I was
also,
gonna say.
See Choi?
Copy.
Choi's refusing to give me medical records that I need to prove that Dan's a piece of shit. So what the fuck?
Your lawyer has to request those apples.
He did, and she said no. Can we sue for that?
Did he give her a? I'm the opposing counsel in that case. I shouldn't have to tell you this. Did he give her a?
Know? I didn't say anything about Dan.
You said to prove that Dan's a piece of shit.
All right.
Of course, paying attention is half of my goddamn job, apples. Okay, so you.
I wouldn't worry about it.
She's kicking me.
Everything good?
Yeah, just apples. That's all.
All right, I'm gonna go grab Jerry before he do something stupid.
I just heard there's a woman in a catsuit. Get him away from that woman.
Yeah.
Get him away from her.
I don't know how he's an attorney, Lauren. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I've heard has he ever won a case?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not about, it's not always just about winning cases. He's there to defend people, and I respect him for it.
But he also does civil suits.
Oh.
And civil suits aren't about defending people.
Yeah. Oh. Oh no, Cinnamon, one of the... Oh. Oh.
Yeah, he filed a suit against Dan.
Bailey?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I guess Apple's is suing Dan.
Why?
Something about Apple's getting arrested and running around, breaking out of cuffs. So he caught a mag light to the back of the head, got put in cuffs. Then shit started popping off. I guess Dan decided to cut Apples loose, let him out of his car, unhandcuffed him, and then Apples passed out like a minute or two later.
Oh.
Or according to Jerry Callow's words, succumbed to his injuries. So I guess Apples is dead now, but...
It's like a police report.
What'd you call me for? I don't want to listen to disgusting Fiona.
Yeah. So... And then he sued Dan individually rather than suing the police department, and I don't even know what's happening.
No,
but I'm representing Dan.
You're gonna need a lawyer, Gary.
Lawyer might talk about it with all the lawyers that are here.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm the only DA, so I can definitely prosecute you for unlawful charging.
You can't. It's illegal.
Yes, I can. No, it's
No, you
not.
can't.
What do you need me for, by the way?
You're needed for questioning. Let's go.
What is this subpoena?
What is this
What the
subpoena?
hell is this? What in the world is this?
Search coming from you.
Keep in mind, I just had a fucking
Get a
dumbass
haircut.
cop just give somebody less time because she in quotes got him off. So I'll be looking into that.
What?
Talk about it later. All right. Do we want to do Vinewood or we want to stay here?
I mean,
Something.
yeah, I'm good here.
All right. Do we want to go downstairs then?
Yeah, why not? Let's take him to the Blinky room.
That vest looks like the thing that you put babies in the front of you with, like the guys wear.
I thought you were talking about
two
Hallow's
guns.
vest, and I was like, you're wearing the same goddamn vest.
Like it's a big dick energy day.
I can't lock
Larry,
the door.
congratulations on
I can't lock the door.
on DA. You've come a long way.
Somebody lock the
since
door.
you were
From
my,
your
Paralegal DA.
Someone lock the goddamn door.
Oh,
Hey guys.
sorry.
What happened?
The door is unlocked.
Holy
I'm
Forster,
pretty
you
sure
look so
Gary
cool.
also left it unlocked. At this point, I don't care.
Oh wait, I'm gonna be one of the highest ranking on duty, so I could just shout at him later. Come on, Gary!
What's up?
Lock the goddamn door!
I did. Not that one. I'm going back that way.
What if a criminal comes in and runs into the evidence locker? There's a straight path.
Well,
The evidence. Yeah, Apples was just talking about getting into the evidence locker. Be careful.
Then good. Less work that I have to do for paperwork.
The Blinky room.
Oh my fucking god.
Of all the rooms.
Why is he a cop? I don't understand. Yeah, I don't care either or. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna watch.
What's up?
All right. Do you want to open? I guess you want me to open this thing up, right?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, Mr. Callow. My name is Benjamin Crane. I am working with Larry here as a special prosecutor on a certain matter that we're working on.
Okay. What's this?
We'll get to the heart of it in a minute. I've got a few preliminary questions for you. Let me get to the right page of my notes here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't be sassy.
Well, I just heard something about Crane trying to.
What's going on?
What?
There's a competition against me, so.
456, just ignore that. There is
Cherry, you're not a
minutes
competition.
to respond to that.
All right, Mr. Callow. What is your relationship with Eugene Zuckerberg?
I'm sorry, say that again, because I'm hearing radio somehow.
You could probably turn your radio off. Oh, yeah.
I hear like some weird gremlin voice from. Alright.
Okay.
Say that again. I'm sorry. Crane,
What?
is it?
Yeah. Well, what is your relationship with Eugene Zuckerberg?
I've been his lawyer a few times. I defended him in public defense a few times. That's about it.
Okay. Obviously, I don't want you to go into specifics. When you say you're his lawyer a few times, did you represent him like at trials, or are you just talking about like MRPD and bench trial stuff?
Mostly because that's what I deal with mostly is MRPD and bench trials. I don't remember. I think there was one case, but I believe it got thrown out because he was trying to sue the police department and not the individual officers. That was it.
All right. What about Kiki Chanel? What's your relationship with her?
I've been her lawyer also multiple times in the MRPD and in bench trials.
All right, Mr. Callow, do you do any kind of business law? Do you
Mostly that's what I prefer to deal with is contracts, business. I wrote the housing contract for the city. And I did a couple other contracts regarding the HOA, a few other people.
All right. What is your relationship with Bovice Wilkinson?
I don't really know that guy. I heard the name from a couple people, but I don't really know him. I know of him. Never met him, never seen him, never talked to him. All I know is that he was like murdering people and he was coming after the DA at the time. Guess that's been resolved. I don't know. I haven't been around.
Who was the DA at the time? Do you remember?
West.
West, okay. Who have you heard about him from? You said you've heard his name from a few people.
Eugene. Kiki. There was one other person. I can't remember. I think it might have been like Gomer or this guy Buck Bolton. I don't remember. It might have been one of them. The DA, West, Angel. That's about it. Oh, and 2 judges, Stanton and Bailey.
Now, what did Judge Bailey tell you about Mr. Wilkinson?
Nothing. He just kept. He was trying to capture him. He was putting like gigantic amount of money on the line for him or something like that. They didn't tell me anything about him. He kills people. He was on the run.
All right, what about Stanton? More or less the same, or?
Yes, Stanton wanted him captured, or I don't know, something like that.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
He wanted him captured or something.
Stanton wanted who captured?
Vice.
Was Stanton also putting money up for the capture of Mr. Wilkinson?
They were tweeting at him. I believe they both did. I believe also Dennis Labar did and Wayne, but they were a little more conservative with it. Stanton and Bailey seemed to go a little harder on it. They really wanted him captured or something.
Okay, and just to be clear, did they offer money for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know?
Sorry, were they offering personal money or money from the DOJ?
Unaware.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's exactly what I was going to ask. So. All right. Have you ever, like outside of the courtroom, outside of like bench trials and things like that, have you had any conversations with Judge Bailey about Bovice?
No, we've never actually had conversations about it. I mean, face to face, no.
What about Judge Stanton?
Same thing. They were pretty much the same. They had pretty much the same attitude, the same experience, the same yeah, pretty much the same type of deal.
All right, when you say same experience, what do you mean by that?
Experience is the wrong word. The same. I had the same experience with them regarding their, I guess their.
Okay, I got
what
you.
their motive towards, they had the same type of, they really want them caught, putting up money, tweeting, adding rewards, stuff like that.
Has Judge Stanton ever paid you to do any business or contract work for him?
Sorry?
Judge Buck Stanton, has he ever paid you for business or contract work or anything?
Not exactly.
Not exactly. What does that mean?
All right. So it was a while ago. It was back when I was around a lot more, where I kind of went into a semi-retirement. There was an incident regarding Stanton where I was taken I guess hostage, and Stanton was with him, and it was Kiki, I believe, Eugene, and then one other person. I think I was in the trunk. That's how I know there was 4. And they took me to Mount Chiliad, made me write a contract for Stanton regarding the capture of Bovice. I was shot in the leg at this time, forced to make the contract. I did. I was given money from, I believe, okay, so there was this, that was Stanton. The same thing happened with Bailey, and Bailey paid me money and made me give it back to him.
What?
Bailey and Buck both paid you money?
No, Buck didn't. They shot me in the leg and forced me to write it.
What?
Okay, so Bailey paid you.
Yes. It was the same situation. They took me up on top of a mountain with the judge, made me write a contract in regarding a contract between the judge and Eugene.
Oh
TP,
shit.
and that other person, which I believe was either Buck or Gomer. I could be wrong though. I just know for a fact it was. I mean, I think I. So there's that Weasel News article or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they got that contract, but that is the contract that I wrote for one of them.
Okay. Do you have a copy of the contract you wrote for Bailey?
It's the exact same contract, but the name has changed.
Okay. Do you have like a physical copy of it?
No, it got overwritten in my
Gotcha. Okay.
documents, but it was the exact same one. The only thing I did was change the name because they did it within like I don't remember the dates, but they did the exact same thing.
Holy
except the only difference was Bailey
shit.
paid me an amount for that, and Stanton, I was just shot in the leg, I believe, or I believe, yeah, it was a while ago. And I forced to write it.
Let's pause here. Go ahead and give him the documentation that we had put together, because this just cracked open an entirely different can of worms.
Well, I want to ask one more question before we do that. Just one more.
Good.
So real quick. Both Buck and Bailey were taken, right, along with you.
I don't know if they were taken. I remember I was taken and thrown in the trunk. They were already in the car.
Were they being threatened at any point?
Maybe a little bit on the details of the contract.
Okay.
But they seemed already aware of the contract. I was kind of out of the loop when I got to the top of the mountain, and they seemed pretty in the loop.
Okay, did both sign the contract willingly?
I believe so. I mean, it seemed like the terms of the contract, the general terms, were agreed upon when I got there.
Okay. Jerry?
What the fuck? Oh my god.
This is an immunity agreement, okay? We asked you a little bit up to this point. From here on, nothing you have said during this entire meeting will be used against you for any prosecutorial reasons, okay?
Okay.
You cannot be charged. You will not be fined. You will not go to prison. Nothing's going to happen to you. Is there anything in your story that you want to tell us that you haven't told us yet?
I'm out of.
I think on one of the contracts, I think it was the second one. After I did the first one, I was a little distraught, and I tried to get a little bit of money out of it so I would have some type of leverage just in case something happened. And Bailey,
make sure you're whispering, by the way.
Yeah, I am. Bailey gave me money. I think it was like 10,000 or something like that. But he made me give him the money back, and he threatened to remove my bar license if I did not.
So Bailey extorted you?
He said you were part of extortion or something. I better give the money back to technically invalidate the contract, so they can do the work and I don't have to pay him or something. That's what it kind of seemed like. And he was using words like that. He made me give the money back, or I'd lose my bar license. He'd bring it up to the bar.
Holy
and at that
shit,
time I was under a lot of
dude.
heat anyway, so
I need to make a phone call. Crane, I need you to keep talking to him. This is
Yeah, I got
not
you.
good.
Yeah. Okay. Do you recall how you were paid by Bailey? Did he just slide you an envelope of cash? Okay.
Yep. And then I transferred it back afterwards. I believe it was not that same day either. He came back to me later. He said that I was involved in something that was illegal, and that if I didn't give him the money, it would be no good for my bar license, and it would invalidate the contract if I gave him the money.
Shit.
Which makes no sense because you know, the whole.
Oh my
contract
god,
was
I need to
written
talk
under
to Shadow
duress
so bad.
So
Oh,
I don't know why
fuck.
that detail would make it any different than every other thing that was going on with it, as you know and I know.
Yeah, yeah, it's not exactly like the money should have been the biggest concern there. But you say you transferred it back to him. Did you wire transfer it?
It was either I can't remember if he made me take it out. It was a while ago. This was a long time ago.
He's gonna be on his way down here.
Who's gonna be?
You're not gonna be in trouble for anything. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
Okay.
Holy
I can't remember if I transferred it into his bank
shit.
account or handed it to him. I'm almost certain I handed it to him in cash, but I'm not 100% certain.
Okay,
shit.
so
Larry, I've really gotta go.
yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, understood.
So when
3:45.
I don't know if Crane asked this already, but when just to clarify, when they were
Bailey gave him money for a contract to
trying
kill
think how I wanna word
Bovice,
this. When both
We
judges
just wrapped
signed it, were
Bailey
they
into
separate
this,
or were they
too.
together at the time of signing?
which
Separate,
no one
but
knew.
the contracts were the same, so I don't know what was
Right.
going on.
Okay, so so two different judges agreed to pay them $300,000 each, or in total. Sorry.
I think it started at like 100,000 or something like that, and then they tried to argue their way up and up and up.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then
There
with
was,
that being said,
I
you said that
believe,
they agreed with it, right?
Well, here's the thing that was suspicious is when we got there, it seemed like you were holding a gun to both of us, but it also seemed like they also already had terms worked out that this was going to happen or something. I'm not 100%
With the
sure.
judge.
Well, it's when we got up to the mountain, he said, "I thought we agreed on 100 grand," and they're like, "No, we want 300."
Which
And then he held a gun to him.
Which judge
would
said
that be?
I believe it was
Stanton?
Stanton. I believe
Was Stanton threatened or anything?
Bailey,
before
I
he
think,
signed?
did the same. Actually, I'm pretty sure they did the same thing to both of them. They started with a low number, and then when it got to the mountain, they said, "Hey, I want way more," because they held a gun and they shot. I remember being shot. I believe he shot a judge once too, but it seemed like the terms were semi-agreed on.
Okay, so before you got to the mountain, or from what you heard on the mountain before you got there, before the judge was shot, it sounded like they already agreed on something.
Something they already had like yeah, they already had something going on. He already knew and I didn't. But they either talked about it before I got into the car and I was taken, or it was I don't know. But that's what I know of it. So, because when I got in the car, he was in one of the seats.
Oh my god.
And that's about it.
Okay, and to your recollection, was it Mr. Zuckerberg or was it the third individual who shot you and the judge?
I'm pretty sure it was either Key or Eugene. I can't remember. There was three. There were shots on both scenes, I believe. We were chased by the cops. They were arrested, I believe. From a kidnapping.
Crane, can I borrow you for a second?
Yeah,
Give me 1 second, Jerry.
Jerry, do you need anything? Food, water?
No, I got a slushie.
Beautiful. Okay, just want to make sure you're not gonna starve to death.
So, I forgot to Mirandize him. So whatever he said so far was kind of, we can't really use in court. We can question him and testify. He can testify and stuff, but I mean, I can Mirandize him real quick and we can go over all your notes that you've taken and confirm everything.
Well, here's the thing though. He's not. For one, he was subpoenaed to be here. For two, he's not under arrest. I mean, he is
questioning him for investigative purposes.
He is detained for questioning, so technically he has the right to an attorney here. But I get the feeling that he's gonna stick to this. To be honest with you, he cracked open like a goddamn waterfall. So
I'm gonna be honest. I think he's always been interested in being a judge, so he might be gunning for one of their spots.
Might be trying to
kick him out so he can take it up. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with it. It does not. I just saw Bartson over here.
1 second, Jerry. We'll be right back.
Right.
I'm right here.
Yep, down this way. I'm gonna be honest with you. From what we've heard about the second individual that's involved in this, the second transaction, I am not surprised, based on interactions I've had.
So has money actually changed hands?
Yes.
Yes.
We're waiting to see if we need to get bank statements, but it might be a little impossible considering how far back it was.
We're in the blinky room back here. If you wanted to talk
this
to
is where we're
him,
interrogating you.
Oh,
unless you.
No, you're back here. All right.
Yeah, we were just having a conversation. I'll just tell you straight up because this is
Where?
like a need to know. The
This
room to
one
your
right
left.
Oh, hey, Your Honor.
Hello there.
Holy shit!
All right.
Whew.
All right, so are you cool if I just tell you straight up what we've gotten so far?
Yeah.
Basically,
I won't be setting on. Well, I might be setting on this, but I won't be setting on it.
it
Probably.
would have to be justices.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be. I'll work with y'all on it. I'll have Holden and Katya do the brunt of the legwork if we actually have to do something.
Okay. Essentially, as you know, we are coming in here to talk about Buck Stanton.
Right.
In the article, it states that he was under duress, and even in a police report, it states it. But Jerry is telling us that with everything he heard up on the mountain, he was the only one that was taken against his will, from what it sounds like, and the fact that it seems that terms were agreed upon before they got to the area to sign the contracts.
All right.
Essentially, negotiations took place. They
yeah.
And Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong, but they, Eugene, Kiki, and the third individual started from the standpoint of asking for 300,000. At which point, the judges involved responded, "I thought we agreed on 100,000."
Something like that. Yeah, the terms went up once they got us both up there because they got pretty reckless.
But through questioning, we found out, thanks to Jerry being cooperative, that it wasn't just Buck Stanton, but it was also Judge Bailey.
Judge Bailey as well
Signed a separate contract from the same people at a different time. We don't have a physical copy of the contract because, according to Jerry, it was kind of like overwritten and doesn't like it. There was a contract, but we don't have a physical copy of it because of how long ago
it was. The exact same contract. Name was changed, and that's it. Basically, one name was changed, and that was the judge's name. Everything else was the same.
Artson is not happy, dude. Oh my god, the RP.
You know, this was a while ago, so as I'm telling you, I'm starting to kind of starting to come back to me a little bit because I haven't thought about this in forever. I could have sworn, I will be honest, I could have sworn the three individuals said they were going to kidnap judges.
He's not live? Oh,
but the weird thing was they said something about them already having an actual agreement, and then they kidnapped him to get more money.
I'm the only one streaming this? Oh, fuck.
They said something about they'll make a deal with the judges, and then they'll kidnap him and force him for higher terms while I write the contracts for him.
I vaguely remember something about this.
So I don't want it to sound like I'm making shit up.
Jail.
Yes.
That would be why I remember something like this. This was a Bovice scheme, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, no. Stanton wanted. I could have been because they did say something about we're just gonna.
No, I remember Stanton getting snapped up and telling me that some idiots had forced him to sign a piece of paper that said that he would pay him some exorbitant amount of money for I don't remember. I think it might have been Bovice. It may have been something else.
Yes, it was for Bovice. It was
and I was like, oh, they did hey. You're under duress, you're fine. That's completely and totally unenforceable.
So the issue and a conflicting thing with that is that Jerry told us that Stanton and Bailey were gunning for Bovice and offering money to people before that even happened. So it's kind of weird to me that they're offering money to people, and then out of nowhere they coincidentally get kidnapped, and there's a contract being signed to pay people to go after Bovice.
Were they offering money beyond what was currently being offered for his
this was
capture?
Personal money.
It was
out of the contract.
Money. It was not the
you told us you
not
didn't
what
know
myself and Dennis were doing.
No, I was okay. So this is what I'm gonna differentiate. Their announcements and their tweets about Bovice at the time, because I remember this. because I got kind of wrapped into this with West being hunted. Their tweets and their announcements with the continued increase in the reward was separate from the money in the contract. That was supposed to be, you know, hush hush, right?
Okay, are you sure about that? Because earlier you told us you didn't know if it was personal or DOJ money.
That was regarding the tweets and the announcements, not regarding.
But
the
this contract was their personal.
Yeah. I mean, I believe they gave them some money. I'm not sure if he gave them some money, but I remember I can't remember if both of them did it, but I do remember them speaking about what they wanted out of the capture and whether they wanted him dead or not dead. I can't remember the details on whether they wanted him dead or they wanted him captured or something like that.
All right.
So
yeah, that goes
goes a little
like
beyond
I said,
duress.
that goes beyond. Well, it depends. I mean, if they were trying to make it look like that, I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and pontificate. I got other things I actually need to be doing right now. Like I said, I vaguely remember something about Buck getting taken up Chiliad and being forced to sign a contract under duress for $300,000, and I forget what the terms were. But it's roughly the same timeline that y'all are talking about, and I do know that folks were hunting judges at that point, and that was the point at which I believe it was shortly thereafter where Bovice made his last his last move. I'd had enough of it, and I was on the phone with him. He called me up to gloat about something, and I said, "All right, let's see how good you are when I put $1 million on your head. You got the whole town coming after you." And I hung up, and I upped the reward to $1 million. And next thing we knew, we had everybody and their cousin hunting him. Because I told him, I was like, "You mess with me, I have unlimited funding and capability."
Mm.
And so I upped the reward for him to $1 million, dead or alive.
So.
And then my Bovice problem went away.
The concern that I have with this is that it's one thing if they got snapped up and forced to sign this contract. To me, if they were going to be forced to sign a contract indicating that, then what would be the purpose of that?
Because people in this city are stupid, and they think if they've got a contract, it's concrete.
Mr. Wilkinson told us yesterday that neither of these individuals ever attempted to cause him any harm, and in fact, on more than one occasion, may have acted in his better interests.
I think Eugene was friends. I think I heard him talk about how he knew Bovice, or he was staying at his house or something.
Eugene probably had some cockamamie idea about getting Bovice,
unlimited power,
getting him broken out of prison.
Unlimited power.
I will guarantee you that was what Eugene was doing. I will 110% guarantee you, because that's a Eugene idea right there.
He said something about that he wanted this money on top of the reward. That's what he was looking for.
Eugene did?
They all three of them. They said they want to get the reward and they want this money.
I'm not going to muddy your investigation anymore, but like I said, if Eugene Zuckerberg is involved, well.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know of the multiples instead of one now.
Yep, no, I got it. Like I said, I remember something about Buck getting snatched up, but if this is something beyond that or outside of that, then yeah, keep investigating, see what you get.
All right, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess the last series of questions that I have to ask is, you said in one of the situations you all got pursued by the police whenever you came down from the mountain. Do you remember which one?
Both.
Might have been both.
No, I don't. But they were taken. I believe they didn't get away one of the times.
If I had to venture a guess, I would say it was the situation with Stanton where they didn't get away, considering we have an arrest record from that day.
That would make sense.
There's nothing for Bailey, though.
Nothing for Bailey.
That went pretty smooth.
Yeah, and
just like the money.
And it doesn't sound like Bailey ever reported this situation either.
Oh no, he when I gave him the money back, he told me, you better give me this money back or it's not going to be good. If I
Jerry,
give him the
are you
money
willing
back,
to go? Are you willing to go on the stand and testify to all this?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's true. The ramifications of what happened with this.
If it makes you feel better, Mr. Callow, we are going to be offering similar immunity deals to other individuals who were involved. We're more interested in the big fish on this one.
Well, then I'll probably be okay then.
Okay, and at the same time, never mind. I mean, but you can just think about it. You got immunity, so you're not getting charged. One single judge can't take away your bar license. They don't have the power to throw you in prison except for unless it's like contempt of court, but like I do. So
let's not talk about that.
Well, you know what I mean. They can
I've been screwed out by 3 judges. I mean, Stanton didn't really screw me with this because I didn't get anything or I wasn't threatened, anything like that. That I remember. I mean, it was so long ago. Bailey forced me to give the money back. He said that'll invalidate the contract, which made no sense because it was technically already invalidated. And then obviously Campanetti took my whole bank account.
Well, Campanetti's irrelevant anymore. Okay. Do we want to go back over anything just in case, or are you good to go?
Let me look over my notes, but I think we were pretty thorough.
So it's your belief that they did the contract not because they have a problem with Bovice, but because they wanted money on top of the reward money.
Who, the 3 individuals?
Yeah.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
It's your belief that they did this whole contract thing to get money on top of the reward money, not because they had a problem with Bovice. Right?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Okay. Do you know if they had a problem with Bovice?
I'm pretty sure I heard Eugene say that he knew where he was, or he was friends with Bovice, or just staying at his house, which I didn't believe at all.
Okay. Does Kiki have a problem with him, do you know?
No, she just wanted money.
Okay.
As far as I know. I don't know what their relationship, the 3's relationship was.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else, so I'm good to go if you are.
Yeah, I'm all good.
All right. I'll email you if we need anything else or if a court case goes up. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Jerry.
Let me know if there's any judge spots that open up.
I mean, Labar and Holiday both just resigned somewhat recently.
Oh.
The doors are open
After
for
you,
you.
Jerry.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Actually, will you let him out? We probably need to talk about this.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk to him for a second.
Well, fuck.
Well, we had intent and motive, or we had motive for Kiki from Bovice yesterday, and we have motive for Eugene today.
Yep. Eugene wanted money. Kiki wanted freedom from oppression, basically.
And money. Bovice admitted that he was staying with Eugene, and Eugene said he wanted money, and if the guy's staying with him, then that's a free 1.3 million.
So the problem that we're going to have here, their defense, obviously Stanton's defense is going to be, here's what I'm imagining happened. I'm imagining that these individuals talked about this contract, but they needed a lawyer to fill everything out, and they needed a proper situation to make it happen. So they probably staged this whole let's kidnap a judge thing. That way there was plausible deniability on part of the judges.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why when they got to that mountaintop, they already knew what this contract was going to look like. They already knew what the terms were going to be. because they had already planned this before they even had the kidnapping happen.
Right. I guess my only the only defense that they're going to come up with is that they were brought under duress or they were kidnapped.
Yeah,
which I'm hoping that we can break from Eugene and be like, hey, you're not going to get charged with anything. Tell us what really happened, and then I'll hopefully set them loose.
Yeah, we really need Kiki and Eugene to crack this thing open for us if we're going to get anything out of this.
Yeah. I mean...
And the third person, I presume, is Dimitri. Just because, you know, that's the other individual named in the contract.
Well, he did say Buck or whoever else, Colton, so I'm wondering if...
Yeah, he said Buck, he said Buck, Gomer. Someone else.
Yeah. So the way I see it is that I mean they literally have nothing to lose. They have immunity from everything. It's not like they're going to go to jail or anything like that from this case. So I don't see why they wouldn't tell us the truth. But it could be like, oh, I don't snitch kind of deal.
Yeah, Eugene's very much the I don't snitch kind of person. So
you might have to talk to Eugene straight up about the whole thing then, since he's your client.
Yeah. Play to his sympathies on corruption. You know, so
I think everybody involved though, like besides the judges, are willing to see a judge go to prison, so I think they'd be down for it. I think they would help us out.
Yeah, I think the idea of seeing a judge in prison would honestly, and that's going to be that's going to be the other uphill battle of this, right? Even if Eugene and Kiki crack this thing open for us, then the counterpoint is going to be we're going to have not one, but two judges testifying they were kidnapped by individuals with extremely long records and histories of, you know, kidnapping, and someone admitting that they were storing Bovice in their house.
And then we'll have 3 to 4 people giving us motive, intent, and like stories that conflict with the judges that make no sense.
Yeah, I'm just coming at this from the defense angle. That's kind of where my brain goes, you know.
I'm coming at this from the prosecutorial side. Is that we like it might be 2 judges, but if we have 4 people, one being a lawyer, well, I guess the other 3 don't really help, but like, you know, we have 4 individuals saying the same story but the exact opposite, it's not going to look good for them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, I don't see anybody taking their case if they see me and you going against them.
And if they have especially if we can get Eugene or Kiki to... Obviously, we don't want to push them in this direction, but I'm praying to God that one of them says that prior to this entire thing taking place, that they and the judges agreed on the kidnapping to give the judge plausible deniability. If those words come out of their mouth, then this is literally a slam dunk.
If that's the case, I kind of don't even... Because our plan was to like have them explain themselves first and then give them the agreement and then see if their story changes. But in all honesty,
I think we just start with the agreement at this point.
Yeah, just straight up put it out at the very beginning and see what happens. And I think if we do that with Eugene, Eugene's not going to give 2 shits. I think he's going to go off. Just to throw Stanton and Bailey under the bus.
Yep. Well, let's see if we... No, I haven't heard from him.
You want to try one more time?
And Eugene is not picking up.
Nothing?
Not a damn thing.
He knew we were doing it at this time, right?
I don't know that he knew the exact time, but he knew day and rough estimations. All right, I shot him a text message.
Okay.
See, I don't have a degree for that.
Benjamin Crane.
Hello.
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 Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. I am looking to sue this taxi man. His name is Baliam Hagu.
Wait, what?
Why are you looking to sue that? Is the taxi man on the front seat right now?
Yes, he's driving me right now. He's driving me to Pillbox, but I would like to sue him.
Oh, okay. What are you suing him for?
Well, this idiot, he's driving me in opposite side of road. Nearly lost my life.
Oh my goodness.
So you did not lose your life. Were you in the car?
Were you actually in an accident or?
Yes,
No.
we almost were. I was having having a heart attack. Trust me, I'm a cardiologist.
Oh
Sir?
shit, you're a car. Okay. Well, get one of the doctors up at Pillbox to examine you for medical injuries.
All right. I was actually going down there for an interview before this. And this bastard went and tried to get me killed.
Okay, we'll see. See what the doctors say. If they see any cardiology injuries or any stress-induced panic attacks or anything like that, then give me a call back. Okay.
I'm looking to make about I'm going to say just $50,000. Pretty sure this guy doesn't have any money. He's a bloody taxi driver after all.
Yeah, I think his whole taxi only costs about $4,000, so you'd be lucky if he has more than $2 in his bank account, to be honest with you.
Not a problem. If I take his taxi, I'll send it to India.
Okay.
Family.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, get those medical reports. Give me a call back.
All right. Perfect. All right. Goodbye now.
Goodbye. Fucking. That was a man looking to sue a taxi driver.
Place it ain't PD.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, well, let's head upstairs, I guess. It's so muggy down here. It smells like crime. We got, Caro, we got raided by snow earlier, and a bunch of people have stuck around and hung out with us all day. It's been fantastic. What the fuck? Oh, that was, okay.